817 on WMAL, where Washington comes to talk. Brian Wilson, Larry O'Connor, and we are joined on the line by Governor Bob McDonnell from the Commonwealth of Virginia. Governor, how are you?
Hey, Brian, Larry, great to be on with you. It's time for the people to decide.
Yep. All right, your finger is on the pulse of the Commonwealth. You got your people all over the state, no doubt, feeding you information. What are you hearing at this early hour?
Governor Romney's going to win the state closely. It's a dead heat going into it. I think we have a clear edge in momentum. I think the organization this year of the Republican Party is the best that it's ever been in history. The enthusiasm is up, and those handful of undecided voters voting on the economy and jobs are going to vote overwhelmingly for Mitt Romney. That's the way it typically goes, breaking against the incumbent. So I feel good about Virginia.
All right, you say close. How close?
Well, I'm not a pundit. I'm the governor, but it's going to be.
Oh, but you know how to count the votes.
Well, I'd say it's within a couple of points. It just obviously depends on turnout in some of the key areas. But because jobs and the economy and debt and energy have been the overwhelming issues, and the president, while he has tried, his policies just haven't worked, I think people are going to go in and say, look, we can't have 4 more years like this. The unemployment rate's higher today than it was when the president took office. I got to vote for change. Governor Romney's got a plan. Let's give him a chance. I think that's the way it'll go. And the president's been under 50% the entire election, never hit 50, and that means he's not going to win.
Governor McDonnell, you have been canvassing the state, not just for Governor Romney, but also for Governor Allen for the Senate seat. And when you talk to voters, is sequestration on their minds? The military and defense is such an important part of the Virginia economy, and it seems like it hasn't been that big of an issue on the national stage. What are you hearing?
Well, certainly in northern Virginia and in Hampton Roads, this is a huge issue. For the military, thinking about $1 trillion in defense cuts over the next 10 years. When our men and women are in Afghanistan and other places, it's just the wrong policy. And economically, it's 200,000 plus jobs. We're affected more than any state in the country, and very much disproportionately in Northern Virginia. The president didn't create the deal, but he's failed to do anything about it to end the defense cuts, or at least moderate them some. He's been a bystander, and I think that failure of leadership on his part is going to hurt him, particularly in Northern Virginia. The business community knows it, the military knows it, and we just got to do better. We need people. We need. Governor Romney said he'll rebuild the Navy and stand up for the military and reverse these cuts. That's going to be a big issue in Northern Virginia.
Looking beyond Virginia, Governor, you also have another title. You're the chairman of the Republican Governors Association. How's it looking coast to coast for the GOP?
We're encouraged. We're 29 Republican governors already, picking up 7 in the last 3 years. I think we will win North Carolina. Our candidate there, Pat McCrory, will be is ahead by 10, 12, 15. So
that'll be history, won't it? There hasn't been a Republican governor in North Carolina in like 20 years.
24 years.
Wow.
So he is a historic figure. We'll have Republican governors from Virginia to Florida, the entire Mid-Atlantic. And here's the great excitement for us is Washington State. Rob McKenna, our Attorney General out there, has been leading by 3 or 4 points. That would be historic. 28 years since there's been a Republican governor. We're up by 3 in Montana, and New Hampshire's a dead heat. So I would say we could win 3 or even 4 governors' races tonight, which would be the highest number of Republican governors since 1921. And I'm really honored to serve as chairman of the group. We've had governors campaigning around the country, and Republican governors will do a good job on unemployment and debt and work with Governor Romney great as president.
Speaking to Governor Bob McDonnell from the Commonwealth of Virginia, our radio station has a footprint right over Northern Virginia.
Yeah.
And I said to people, call us and tell us what you're seeing when you show up at the polling places this morning. And call after call after call after call. I've never seen it like this. Huge turnout, lines around the building, lines that go down to the block. What does that tell you?
I would say it tells you that the enthusiasm of the Republican and conservative and independent voters is palpable. I've not seen anything quite like it. President did a great job in 2008 with his message. It was positive, it was uplifting, and he got a lot of new people coming out for him.
Right.
It's just the opposite this time. I think he's had kind of a small ball campaign. He talked about voting for revenge on Friday, which I think is embarrassing.
Right.
And it's Governor Romney that has really enthused people by his debate, by his plans for the future, by his soaring rhetoric about the American dream. I think it's the Republicans that are motivated this time, and I think that's why we win and why the country will start to get better soon.
And we'll leave it at that. Governor Bob McDonnell, thank you so much.
I appreciate it. Thank you.